I think one of the other neat things about Germany is meeting people from all over the world. Being from America, people always say that America is the melting pot of the world and that there's a lot of diversity here. But that's magnified in Germany. There's people from all over the world, from the Middle East, from Asia, Australia, and the United States. And it's good to be able to teach these people. I got to teach a Chinese man that hadn't heard of Christianity before I started talking to him about it. And he'd just come to the United States. And we had to teach him how to pray and teach him about God and our concept of the resurrection and Jesus Christ. And not only that, but I mean, how Christianity views these things as a whole, but also how we view it as a church. And I think that's one of the greatest things about being a missionary is you learn to connect with people, and on all different levels and all different playing fields and all different life backgrounds. And it was really neat to be able to teach people from where they were at and learn what their needs were and what their goals were, and help them fulfill them, and teach them to gain a relationship with God in addition to gaining a relationship with us. And that was really beneficial.
So in Germany, it is very rude to have your hands under the table. No one knows what your hands are doing down there. So it's easiest to have them up top. Well, it's not even easiest. It's polite. It's just polite. And there's a couple rules with silverware that are kind of tricky. So you have your fork and your knife. If you're finished, you set them facing this way on the side of the plate, and that's how they know you're done. If you're still eating, you cross them on the top of the plate, and that's how you show, like, I'm just taking a little break, but I will be eating the rest of this. And they do follow that very strictly. They will pay attention. Also, you don't eat until your host invites you to, and they usually do that by saying Guten Appetit. So it's, and so then you wait until they say that, you wait until everyone's seated, and once they say that, then you are allowed to eat. Or sometimes if it's more casual, they'll tell you to just go ahead and eat. But otherwise, just wait. As far as other manners go, manners are very, very important in Germany. They show that you are educated, they show that you are polite, and they take them very seriously. And there are a couple that it's just easier to follow. One of which quite a few of our missionaries were excited about this, is if you have a runny nose, do not sit and sniff over and over and over again. Just blow your nose as loud as you can. Get it done. And that's a big thing for them. It's very rude if you just sit there and sniff at them forever. And this is one of those culturally acceptable things all over Germany. Handshakes. When you walk into a room, you shake everyone's hand once to just kind of greet everyone. And if you're sick, you don't handshake. You don't touch. You put your hands up like this, tell them you're sick, and they all understand. So there's rules and manners in Germany are very, very important, and it's important to know what you're getting into that way, because you can really offend someone if you're not careful.
Germany has been through 2 world wars, and they were both really hard on Germany. The First World War, Germany was like punished to pay for and like fix up everything that happened in Europe, and they weren't necessarily, responsible for all of it, but it put them into a lot of debt, and it put them a way poor country, and it was really hard on Germany. Of course, that set them up for the Nazi regime in World War II, which Hitler was part of that, and he turned out to be a really bad guy, and a lot of Germans didn't know that when it was happening. They didn't know he was bad and what was happening to all the Jews. Anyway, so Germany has been through a lot of really hard experiences with government and with war. and they have seen a lot of suffering. A lot of people are super aware of that, and they don't trust big promises. They don't trust big groups of people. Like religion is a big part of that, but also like big governmental promises and stuff like that. They just don't trust anything that seems to be too good. It's just hard for them to see that. But they are a very hardworking country, and they do like take a lot of responsibility to like build themselves back up, or like, you know, they really like the idea of just being able to work and being able to accomplish and getting themselves out of the hard times that they've seen. So there's such a strong, a strong culture because of that. And because of that, I think Germany is a kind of a refuge now for other countries, because the government they take care of everyone there. It's kind of a socialist type of feel. Everyone likes to be fairly treated, and they don't have a lot of homeless people on the street because the government will like make sure that you get a certain amount of, money, or if you're allowed to be in the country, they will take care of you. So there's not a lot of homeless people on the street. There are poor people, but they are taken care of. And because of that situation, like the stability of the country now, a lot of people, I think it's like the number 2 place or the number 1 place in Europe to immigrate to. There's a lot of people from like Turkey, or a lot of people from, that speak Arabic, or I met like people from France and people from Italy, and it's just super multicultural. Especially in Berlin, you're going to find a lot of different cultures. Even like in other cities around the area, there's going to be lots and lots of different cultures. I probably give out like on a regular basis like 30 languages. You just go home and you find the language and you give it to them, of Books of Mormons. And so there's a lot of different cultures that you run into, and a lot of languages that you can't communicate with, so it's kind of difficult. But yeah, it's a super cool. I didn't expect to run into so many different cultures in Germany. So.